most famous physical therapist on the internet.
Hi, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
My shoulder's popping. Oh, in our opinion, of course, Bob.
All right, you're popping off, that's for sure, Brad. Today we're going to talk about danger if my shoulder clicks and pops. Learn why and how to fix. We're going to cover it all.
That's right, Bob. We're going to carry on.
We don't want a noisy shoulder, not a nosy shoulder. Okay, by the way, if you're new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. Also, go to bobandbrad.com, go to the giveaway section. We are giving away the doozy this week. We're giving away the mattress, Sleepovation mattress.
What did you say?
Sleepovation mattress.
Okay.
All right, it's got 700 individual mattresses. It got the air channels, very comfortable. If you have pain, this is your mattress. Go to Facebook, and it'll be pinned to the top of the page. It's a contest. You're tired of hearing us ramble? Go to Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok. You got a 60-second version of our program. And Brad, what else do we have?
We have the podcast.
That's
some
right.
Excellent interviews. But what about the clips or the chirps? Or
Oh, yeah. The shorts.
the
and
shorts, yeah.
Bob and Brad clips. That's another channel. Okay. Want to say anything else about this?
Oh, we love it.
This is a sample, by the way.
It is.
It comes in a big normal size.
This changed my life, literally. Okay, Bob, let's go on with these shoulder problems because it's not uncommon for people to have clicks and cracky shoulders.
Right.
And people get concerned. Is this something I need to see the doctor
Exactly.
about? Very good concern, and it's possible, yes. But we're going to explain to you why you may have those clicking and popping in your shoulders. Sometimes it's just like grinding. You know, I'll say to my patients, is it like Rice Krispies? Have you ever had those? And they say, yeah, that's kind of like it.
Sure.
Or it could be something like a clunk, clunk, or a pop, whatever. There's a number of different reasons, and we're going to show you why this can happen. It can make you feel better just knowing that your shoulders are not literally falling apart.
Well, we'll show you some things that may help take it away, too.
Absolutely, Bob. That's going to be a little bit later. So
a lot of times, you don't actually hear it. You feel it more. You're grinding. Okay, Brad, let's just show what some of the causes
Sam is going to be grateful and happy to help us out. So we're going to look at the shoulder right here. Now, if you're going to have these noises and whatnot, they're going to come from this part of the shoulder joint, okay, typically. Here's the ball or the socket, which is a very shallow socket,
yes.
And then the nice rounded ball in the humerus. And keep in mind, it doesn't look like this. It looks more like this with a lot of connective tissue around it, and that can start to cause some of these problems. We'll get back to that.
One of the problems, do you mind if I say this now, Brad, is that quite often the shoulder bone here moves forward in the socket.
Yep.
It's not back in the socket where it should be.
Yes.
And that causes things to grind. It can put pressure on the labrum.
Yep.
And it can put pressure on the tendons coming through.
Right.
And you were going to show that, right, Brad?
Right, exactly. So this represents a tendon coming through from the supraspinatus, and that comes over and connects to here. Now, sometimes that tendon can slide back and forth like this.
And that can make sound.
Right.
Sound.
Also, there's a tendon right here that goes for the bicep tendon, and that can pop back and forth.
Yep. Or it can also get squished
right
into the acromion, and that can cause noise after a while, after it gets scar tissue.
Exactly. So along with that is arthritic changes. Let's say the ball of the socket is getting arthritic.
It's getting flaked.
Yep. It's not smooth anymore. It becomes rough.
Yeah.
And that can also be that Rice Krispie sound.
Right. And then there's the labrum.
The labrum, which we did mention already, but we're going to show you.
That.
This brown rubbery stuff represents the capsule and some other tendons, but right in here.
You see any of that tendon?
Okay. There. Yep, right there's a labrum, and that's kind of like a cartilage material, and sometimes that can actually rip. Chris has one of these.
Right.
It's been confirmed, and that'll make a clunk sound.
It's not holding the ball in the socket the way it should be. And again, if your ball is not in the socket like it should be, it could actually put pressure on that labrum.
Yep.
It's just not working the way it should.
So obviously, a number of reasons now. Sometimes these can be bad enough where you may need surgery, but the big rule of thumb of it, if yours clunks or snaps in Rice Krispies and there's no pain with it, you just feel it, that's a pretty good sign. You don't have to get too concerned about it.
Yeah, if
Um,
there's no pain, we're not. I mean, to me, sometimes it's a precursor to pain.
right.
I mean, I would like to take it away if you
Right.
can.
Yes. And we're
Um,
going to show you some good rules on how to, and some exercises on how to correct it before it turns into a problem.
one other thing, Brad, we forgot to mention is
Oh.
it's the shoulder's not going to work the way it should either if the rotator cuff, the four muscles around the shoulder, they're not working like they should. So that's why Brad's going to show a strengthening
Right.
exercise too.
And that goes back to when Bob mentioned that ball can come forward oftentimes out of that socket, if you will, and then you get those.
Yeah, and if
noises.
the rotator cuff's working like it should rotate the ball correctly and not cause problems.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I think that's a funny joke.
All right.
I'm going to bring an egg in here. Come on, Sam, get out of the way. All right. So here we go. Let's just the first thing we can look at is posture.
Sure.
It all boils
Yeah.
down to the fundamentals. If the posture's not right,
Yeah,
the mechanics
look
aren't
at
gonna be
this.
right.
If I'm rounded out like this, look, and I bring my shoulder up, that's as far as I can go. But now if I straighten up,
Shoulders back.
look how high my shoulder goes now.
You get about an extra 20 degrees of free mobility just changing your posture.
Right. And this is also causing it to impinge. You know,
Right.
that's can lead to some of the problems we were just talked about.
Right. So look at your posture. And sometimes you have to take a picture of you when you're not aware of yourself or have someone tell you. And you might find that your shoulders are here and you're not aware of it. And we need to bring them back like this. So just squeezing back, we call them W's. If you bring your arms back, squeeze the shoulder blades behind your back. And that do 10 of those just
Throughout
to help
the day.
Yep, promote that.
That's the first exercise to give patients.
Yes.
Is I tell them go home and start doing some of these.
Right. You can use a wall. Try and touch your elbows to the wall and hands to the wall. And that way you kind of know where you're at. You might start out not even be able to touch
Right.
to the wall. And the goal is to get back there. My left side's always tighter.
Sure.
So I work on that
You can
myself.
tell.
Yeah, exactly. So posture, look at that. Number 2 is we're going to look at 2 specific range of motion that that you'll see. And one is flexion.
Sure.
We talked about that going up this way, or extension going back this way.
So you compare one shoulder to the other shoulder.
Right.
If you have one that's better than the other,
Right. Let's say, this is my good shoulder. This one has the clicking and popping. And this one goes up like this. And this one goes up to here. And it might start to click or pop. Or maybe that's all it goes, or a combination. We want to see if we can get this range of motion back to normal. And we've got a couple tricks to show you.
yeah, and we got a whole videos on this, but we'll show a couple in the video
Right.
here.
Probably the 2 our favorite ones.
Sure.
Let's see, Bob. One thing, it depends on the level. If you're only getting up to here, you can just take the other hand,
And
clasp them
yep,
like this,
Absolutely.
start with posture, and then the good arm goes up and stretches the bad one. And just you don't push it into a real sharp pain, just as a little stretch pain is all, and then go back down. Up and down. Do that 10 times, and then do that 3 or 4 times a day. To get more aggressive, we like to use a stick.
Well, you can do it this way. I mean, you can actually just work on
There you
moving it up like this, but you can. I think you should show the Statue of Liberty.
Absolutely.
Because
So let's go. Let's talk about this one a little
Yeah.
bit. This would be the shoulder that we need stretched, and this arm is doing the work. This one
Right.
relaxes, but the Statue of Liberty stretch is much easier.
well, it's easier and it's more effective.
Yep. I
Because
agree.
first you're going to start off. Let's say you don't go up that high. You're going to work your way up a little bit, and then you can lean forward and put traction on the shoulder.
Yep.
So much more effective. Don't let the arm slide down, but you come back and work your way up a little higher. It's a progressive Statue of Liberty. It's and Statue of Liberty is obviously why, right?
All right.
So eventually you hope you get all the way to the top and you can just give it a good long stretch, and you're going to find out it improves your range
Right.
rather rapidly.
And again, this shouldn't create any sharp pain. If
Right.
it
We're not
does,
looking for pain.
you do not do it. It's not the right stretch. Also, use a stick about 4 or 5 feet long, and tips on the bottom so it doesn't slip or slide or poke a hole in your furniture if that's what
Right.
you're doing
And
it on.
these tend to have a really nice grip, by the
Yeah,
way. The Booyah
they
stick.
do.
And you get to say booyah.
Booyah!
Booyah.
All right. And the other one is extension going
Sure.
backwards. And you could just take a cane even for that. You don't need such a long stick for this one. And it's like you're paddling a canoe and you just stretch back. And you'll check one side compared to the other. The good side goes back to here. This side goes back
Well,
to
this
there.
is one again where you could clasp your hands,
Right.
bring them back. Now Brad has trouble with this one, so he actually uses a towel.
Yeah. And
His shoulders are tight going back.
Oh yeah, I'm a tight-shouldered person, Bob.
Yep.
I'm not sure what's wrong with my shoulders, but they're getting better.
Probably doesn't want to reach for that wallet in your back pocket.
All right, yeah, we want to keep it in there.
Speaking of tight.
Yeah. Yeah. Some people say it's frugal, not tight.
No, Brad's not tight. I don't like any
Yeah.
impressions here.
Yeah, I've been called that before, though, Bob. It doesn't bother me.
Okay.
Let's go to the next one. Where were we?
Well, we just did range of motion. I'm going to throw one more in there, Brad. How about hanging?
Oh yeah, this
Yeah.
this is once you get to the point where you're up here
Yeah.
and you're almost there, and it doesn't hurt that much. There's no sharp pain, but you want to get more aggressive to stretch it. Just hang on a pull-up bar or something very sturdy that'll hold your weight.
Yeah, we have our wall anchors here, and we have a whole bunch of devices here. So I don't want you to get too mixed up here, but this is one itself. This is the pull-up system of ours, and you get 3 of these anchors with it, and you just put it in there, and you can actually go like this, and then you can go ahead and just hang.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I wouldn't buy them just to hang. I would buy them to do pulls.
If you're going to do pull-ups too, this is the system where you're
Yeah.
going to want to get. So yeah, this one actually, you can actually throw some pull-ups in here. You can twist the arms. You can do actual pull-ups, chin-ups, and neutral grip. Now these are the hanging handles. These are what you'd get if you just want to hang.
Yep, specifically for hanging.
Yep. And what's nice about it is you can start off by putting some weight on your feet,
Right down here.
and then eventually go to the point where you actually lift your legs up.
Yep.
And good for your back too, by the way.
Yeah, it's good for decompression of the back, good for posture, good for your shoulders, hand strength. There's a lot of benefits to it.
Do you want to do strengthening now, Brad? Or
Yes, I do. I want to show.
I'll finish up with my advanced one.
Oh
then.
yeah, okay. Now the strengthening part we mentioned before about a weak rotator cuff, probably 90%, if not 100% of therapists are going to show you this exercise
Yes.
for the core strengthening exercise. You're going to need something stretchy like this, a band, put it on, anchor it. We're using the wall anchors here because it works very well. And then we do this. The mechanics are the elbow stays in by the ribs, 90-degree bend in the elbow, and it looks like this. Not like this, and not like this where the elbow comes away.
Yeah, a
And
lot of
you-
times we put a towel underneath there
Yeah.
just to
I
Brad's going to grab it.
if the towel drops out, it means your elbow got too far away from your ribs. And this is a great way to get that posterior rotator cuff strengthened, which is usually the problem. That's why you do it so much. 10 of these, and then do that 3 times a day. As it gets better, you can go 2 sets of 10. But the repetitions per day is probably more helpful. Bob?
All right. The final thing is I'm going to show you this one. This is more advanced. What I put up here is one of our looped bands here. And these are for pull-up assists, and you can actually do a lot of moves with it. But this, again, you got to make sure you don't have loose shoulders or arthritic or like rheumatoid arthritis.
This is probably for more the active person.
Yeah, this is the active person, maybe a little bit younger. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually, when he was showing the ball in the socket, I'm trying to put the band right on the ball itself. So I don't want to be too far over. I don't want to be on, if you want to show, I don't want to be over onto the scapula or the clavicle.
Right about where that black
Yeah,
band
there
is.
you go.
There
See,
you
you
go.
can see that's going to pull the ball back into the socket.
How does that feel, Sam? Oh, he loves it.
He's having pain because Gumby's on his
Oh,
shoulder. That's
good
why.
old Gumby.
So anyway, this is pulling the shoulder back, and while it's in this position, I can work on flexion. I can work on external rotation.
Yep.
I can work on internal rotation. It's just a great way of teaching that shoulder to stay back in the socket. And, this alone, after you do this a few times, the clicking stops.
Yeah, actually, this is one, if you're a therapist and you're not aware of this, you may want to do this with your patients.
Yeah, and I actually, a lot of times, I'll put my thumb or hand on the band to keep it from sliding.
Right. Yep.
So I'm trying to keep it on the shoulder itself.
Yeah.
It's better to err and have it down a little bit further
Mm-hmm.
than have it too far up like this, because then it's not working. So, beautiful exercise.
Yeah, it is. I did want to, now that you mentioned you got the big loop hands, if you have those, I like the smaller one, and this works really good for doing that external rotation. So you go like this, stand on it, either 1 foot or both, depending on how much resistance you want. Bring it up to here and do this. It's a little bit, you use the right size band. You might use the smaller one, the yellow one. But I like this because you get both sides, and it puts some pressure down, so it does a little more strengthening than the other way. It's just another option.
It's very mobile too.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
You can take this with you.
Yeah, and you can snap people. When you
Well, they are fun. You got to
Yeah.
be careful. But Bob, we don't want to recommend any of those childish things.
No harmfulness.
That's
in
right.
our
We are a
videos.
family
Be
show.
kind. Take care.